Hello there and welcome to this new section of the course. In the previous section, so throughout the lectures of the previous section, I covered how to set up Python on your computer and also the Atom editor, and also showed you how to create a Python program, which is this one in here that we created. So at this point you should have an editor and you should know how to create a Python file and write some code in it, like this one in here. Now, in this new section, what I'll cover is variables and data types. So in the next lecture, you will be able to create and understand variables. And in the lectures after that, you're going to learn about the various data types that we use in Python. So in this video, I just wanted to introduce you to this new section. And let's go to the next video where I explain variables. See you. Hi, in this lecture, you're going to learn about variables. So what is a variable? Well, a variable is like a container where you can store various data types in Python. For instance, this program now, this doesn't have any variable in it for now. So let me try and execute it. And you'll see that this prints out the hello string. String is a data type, but we'll cover that later. Now, what is a variable? Well, variables will keep your code more organized. Let me create a variable here, greeting. So you can call your variables whatever you like. You can give them any name. However, there are some naming rules which I'll mention in just a bit. So let me create this variable for now. I'll store in this variable, I said variables are like containers, so I'll store this text in the variable greeting. And then what I do is, instead of doing print hello, I'll do print greeting. And save the script, Ctrl S, and then go to the command line, the upper arrow key, enter to execute, and you get the same output. So this is how you create a variable. You don't use any quotes, because when you use quotes, you are creating a string data type, not a variable. And you can also use a dash before the variable. That would also be fine. So you get the output correctly, but you cannot use numbers before the variable. So Ctrl S to save, execute, and you get an invalid syntax. So this syntax is not valid in Python. But you can use numbers after or between the variable name. Let's say here greeting 2. So that would be fine to use. So that's the condition about naming your variables. You can start them with a letter or an underscore. Now, if you're not experienced with programming, you may still be confused on why do we use these variables. Well, this is a very simple program, actually very useless, but normally your programs will interact with users. That is what we call a real program. You create a program to give it to people so they can interact with the program, they can generate all different outputs and so on. So let's go ahead and make this program more dynamic. So what I'll do here is I'll get the text from the user interactively. To do that, you need to use the input function. This is also a Python function. Inside the function, you can enter a message to the user. So let's say write a greeting, a colon, and make some space there, and then you print greeting 2. Yeah, save the script, execute, and now the program is asking us to enter some input. So let's go ahead and say hi this time, and we get the output printed out in here. Hi. So what happened here is we created a variable, and that variable will store the value that the user submits in the command line here in the terminal. So the user submitted the hi text, and this text will be stored in this variable. So as I said, variables are like containers. And then you can use this text in various ways But in this scenario, I'm just passing it to the print function, so I want to print it out on the terminal here. And the print function will get the value that is stored in the greeting2 variable and will print it out on the terminal. That's it. And yeah, I'd like to close this lecture now, and I'll see you in the next lecture.